What is up, guys? Fair and Unfair here.
I'm fair. I also didn't know we were recording.
I'm Unfair. I did know we were recording.
I wasn't paying attention.
It's alright, nobody ever pays attention. Alright, so today we're going to be playing a bit more of a fair deck, at least to some degree. It does have a few unfair elements. We're going to be playing some Sultai Midrange.
We're going to really explore the format.
That was a pun because we're playing cards with Explore in them.
Oh my god, that's such a great pun! Wow, I didn't think of that! Wow! That's godly, don't you think?
That's it's funny because we're playing the Scarab God. Ha! That's the other pun.
That's just like a pulse of creativity.
You know, I get it because we're playing Maelstrom Pulse. Wait, they can't see the deck list yet.
Are you seizing my thoughts right now?
Alright, so we're going to be playing Sultai Midrange. We're going to get into the deck tech in just a moment, but don't forget to like, share, comment, do all that stuff. And don't forget to follow us over on Twitch and Twitter. Both of the links are going to be down in the description below. I'm going to we're going to have a giveaway at 100 followers on Twitch. But the giveaway is going to be on Twitter, so don't forget to follow us on both, so that way you can be part of that giveaway.
Do it. Follow me home.
Do it. Yeah. We are recording this a couple weeks in advance, so there is a chance that that we've already hit the 100 followers or 100 followers on there. We will try to keep you updated though on Twitter as well. Because it will be a week in advance, so worst case scenario, it will be this upcoming Friday that we'll be doing that giveaway, or Saturday, or something like that. Something like that. Timing is weird.
Could be anytime. Could be tonight. Don't fall asleep. Ever.
Ever.
Ever. Ever.
But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this deck tech. So anyways, we're going to be playing a set of Thoughtseize because it's just one of the best cards for a mid-range deck, especially Game 1, being able to disrupt all sorts of different styles of decks, like take out that crucial counter spell or that one creature that people are planning on putting enchantments on or whatever. It's just a really good any case scenario. We're playing Llanowar Elves because having a way to go from 1 mana over to 3 mana, where we have a lot of spells, is huge, as well as just being able to ramp in general is a really nice effect. We're playing the entire Explore suite between 3 Wildgrowth Walkers, 3 Merfolk Branchwalkers, and 3 Jadelight Rangers. Explore is a really good effect, especially for a deck that's playing Fiend Artisan and Scarab God and Uro, because all of those want to have different effects with cards in the graveyard.
And if you like hiking.
And if you like hiking, definitely, because we walk
wildly
and we explore. We're also playing a couple of kill spells in Assassin's Trophy and Maelstrom Pulse. We could probably update the deck a little bit. We're playing Murder's Riders as well. We were playing a full set of Assassin's Trophies because of the fact that at the time of recording, this is the first day that Field of the Dead was
Field
banned.
of the Dead got banned!
We are really happy about that.
Yeah, fuck that card, man.
But, so there's probably a concession to swap out a couple of Assassin's Trophies for Eliminates or Heartless Act. I personally think Heartless Act is probably the premier removal spell in the 2-drop slot right now, because of the fact that the only creatures that get 1/1 counters are Hydroid Krasis and a couple of things like Merfolk.
Stonecoil Serpent, Pull Collector.
But whereas...
Riot.
But the thing is, the fact that Eliminate only kills 3 drops or less is not as relevant in this deck. That goes all the way up to 5 mana. Things like Heartless Act being able to kill like 5, 6, 7 drops is definitely a relevant effect. They're both really good, and either one of them make a lot of sense. You can also go up to 3 pulses or something like that. But we're playing the 4 Assassin's Trophies just because of the fact that it was the time that Field of the Dead was legal. Fiend Artisan, as we brought up earlier, is a really powerful card, being able to sacrifice creatures in order to search for other creatures.
Creepy card.
Oh, absolutely. It's a really powerful effect that lets you go from a Merfolk Branchwalker into a Scarab God, for example, or sack a Thragtusk to get a second Thragtusk to gain the extra life and get your 3/3.
And then sacrifice that Thragtusk, get a Scarab God, reanimate both of them, get some zombies, get some beasts, kill your opponent. It's a great time.
The deck has a lot of really sweet interactions. Singleton Hydroid Crisis, just because it is a nice effect to have, being able to randomly gain life and draw cards. Drawing cards is a difficult thing to do in black-green decks generically, so between Hydroid Crisis and Uro being able to draw your cards and the Scarab God kind of giving you card draw in being able to play your graveyard is some really sweet effects. There's a reason to splash blue. And Thragtusk is just a general good card to have at the top end.
Bring 2 spears.
Exactly. We're playing a pretty basic suite of cards.
Sideboard could be updated a little bit too.
It definitely could be updated just a little bit. We don't need the full 4 or more to go. As a matter of fact, we'll probably have the sideboard changed a little bit whenever we get into the game. We'll describe it before the game actually starts, though, or whenever we get to the sideboarding.
Yeah, we'll see a sideboard.
Exactly. We will be playing probably these 2 Disfigures, Aether Gusts, Disputes.
We'll probably go to like a 3rd Dispute at very least.
Yeah, the Unworthy is the card that we're going to be getting rid of, so we can talk about the rest of it. Disfigure is really good for being able to kill goblins or
a Danto Vanguard.
A Danto Vanguard, yeah. It's just a really good 1-drop kill spell, so that way we can keep going with our Explore package and keep on attacking as aggressively as possible while still being able to disrupt them. Aether Gust and Mystical Dispute both are able to deal with different types of decks that are very curated towards their specific colors, so like being able to counter an Uro with Aether Gust or a Hazoret, whereas Mystical Dispute is really good against things like Sphinx's Revelation and Uro as well. But the fact that they have overlap as well is nice. Cry the Carnarium is a decent board wipe, being able to kill their creatures while not killing our creatures is a really decent bonus. And then Reclamation Sage is really powerful because of the fact that it's just a catch-all card, being able to destroy artifacts or enchantments. But yeah, that's going to be the deck. And let's go ahead and get into a match.
Get him!
You get him. Vinicuous M&Ms.
Vinicuous M&Ms?
M&Ms. Yeah, we will be on the play, and we
We'll
will
keep
keep
it.
this. Yeah,
Keep it.
That's a sneep right there, if I've ever seen one.
It's like the sneepiest sneep I've ever seen in Sneepsylvania.
I'm not quite sure where you were going with that one, but I'll agree.
Sneepsylvania.
Is that like...
It's on the map, dude. Look it up.
I'll definitely not do that. Alright, so...
Online one.
Turn 2. Jadelight Ranger is going to be super sweet, especially since we... playing its... Ooh, Fable Passage. That tells us everything that our opponent's going to do.
It'll at least tell us what lane. Did they have a swamp?
Alright, so we're just going to jam this Jadelight Ranger.
Jamlight Ranger.
I think we leave that on top.
Yeah. Why not?
Because we get to Hydroid Crisis for 2 next turn.
They're playing black-green. We already win.
Yeah, Scarab God is really hard to beat when you're playing black-green. It's quite possibly the... Well, now we have some fuel for our Scarab God.
Stick them with the elf and
Watery
Grave tap?
I think we jammed the Hydroid Crisis for 2. We're fine with it dying. If not, like it's attacking for 2 every single turn, and then it also draws us a card.
I would not personally do that. Because next turn you can just jam the Scarab God. Like, you don't need to apply pressure this turn.
Alright.
And, like, we're not missing a land drop anytime soon either, so you can, like, cast it for at least 4.
You're definitely more of the black-green aficionado. I personally like... Aww. Goodbye, Scarab God. If they don't grab Scarab God, they're wrong. They're thinking about it.
Do I take the right card or the wrong one?
What? No way. No way. If they take the Crisis... Okay, you know what? You were right. I definitely should have. I definitely should have left the Hydroid Crisis in the hand. That was the game plan the whole time.
Yeah, we got them. If they have a Vraska's Contempt, that sucks. But okay.
Thanks.
All right, you got it, opponent.
Yeah. So
they have to have a Mystical Dispute, and like that's the only thing. If they're main boarding them, it's probably wrong.
Yeah. So we're just gonna jam it again.
Yeah.
Nope, they don't have a way to counter it.
Good talk, opponent.
Alright, so we win. So we're setting a stop on our upkeep because of the fact that we want to activate the Scarab God right off the bat. Because it has an effect where at the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent loses X life and you scry X, where X is the number of zombies you control. Whenever you activate his ability, the creature that enters the battlefield is a zombie. So
sucks that we don't have the Wildgrowth Walker already in play.
It does. There is also a merit to just playing Hydroid Crisis off of it. It'll be a 4/4 flyer that can block their Crisis.
I like that. I was gonna say no because if we pulse their Crisis, it's not that good. But they have a 2/2 Crisis, so I don't really think it's even worth it.
I think we put that on the bottom, right?
Probably.
We want to find a land, right?
Yeah. Actually, I don't.
All right, so we just jam the Wildgrowth Walker and hit the attack button.
I'm amazed you didn't just like slam that Fiend Artisan.
The Wildgrowth Walker is the better play. I love Fiend Artisan. Don't get me wrong.
I've never thought I'd hear you say that.
Okay, to all of you guys who don't know this, who don't maybe don't watch the stream, I'm a huge fan of this card. I honestly think it's one of the most powerful cards in the format. It's just super versatile, having the birthing pot effect as well as getting bigger as the game goes on, especially if you're playing things like Explore, which give you...
Are they going to casualties us?
I mean, honestly...
Okay.
I think it's worth Maelstrom Pulsing now.
Yeah. Although it's kind of funny.
Oh, I definitely should have set a stop on the upkeep. I actually think it's worth keeping on top, because they have 5 cards in hand. We can just take the most powerful card out of their hand and just...
And then see if the pulse is worth it after that.
Exactly. I think that's the way to play it.
Honestly, like...
I think we seize now, right?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and seize. Oh.
Okay.
So they have 6 mana available?
So Ugin is definitely potential...
I think Ugin is definitely the best choice. Thought Erasure doesn't really affect us very much. Uro, if we put it in the graveyard, they're happy with it. And Teferi, although it has the ability to phase stuff out, if they're phasing stuff out, that means we're just attacking for lethal
get rid of
stuff.
Ugin.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we have like power wise here? We got not enough for it to like really matter.
Yeah, I think we want to go ahead and Maelstrom Pulse now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Maelstrom Pulse my own.
Yeah.
I love Maelstrom Pulse. Now I'm jamming the Fiend Artisan. Alright, setting the stop on my upkeep this time, so that way I'm not a complete doo-doo head. Yeah, I don't
Oh my god, you can exile their Uro.
Oh, I can do that. Because it's from any graveyard, right?
Right, like, so you won't get to keep it, but you get to exile it and gain the life draw of the card.
Yeah, so that was pretty interesting. So they're just on...
Sultai ramp.
Yeah, they're just on Sultai ramp, so we can...
So, Gusts, Disputes, GG.
Yeah. And I think we still want to keep the Thoughtseizes because the fact that...
It's a ramp deck, so it's a little different than a mid-range deck.
Exactly. I think we're okay with cutting the Thragtusks because we want to be the aggressor and Thragtusk is a bit slow.
It's hard to say. Like, I don't think it's incorrect.
It sucks, but because I love Thragtusk, but I think it's correct to take it out. Same with Hydroid Crisis. I think they're both just too slow.
It sucks when your opponent's playing a bunch of them, but it's... What else do we have here? We have 3 cards we need to cut.
I guess we could cut maybe 1 Assassin's Trophy.
I like cutting 1 trophy, and then maybe a Wildgrowth Walker and one of the Explore creatures. Because I don't really want to go below 1 Crisis. Like, it's great in this matchup.
Is this even good right now? Like, it kills Ugin and it kills Uro, but is that it?
It also kills Teferi, but we also have 2 pulses and 3 trophies aside from that.
I think it's worth taking out a Murderous Rider.
Yeah. And then maybe 1 Walker? Like, Wildgrowth Walker, like, depends
on... Yeah, it's not very good in this matchup, since they have ways to kill it, eliminate. They did show us eliminate over Heartless Act, which I guess it is a valid point for this deck. Oh wait, no, they use Heartless Act on our Scarab God too. They have both. They're playing both.
Details.
Battlefield looks sweet.
Ooh.
Hand's so close to being good.
Ooh, that's so bad.
Yeah. If any of these cards were a blue land, I think this would be a great hand.
If the Field of Ruin was literally anything else, it would be good.
Yeah. But unfortunately, we gotta mull that. Well, it's pretty much the same hand, but this time we can drop the Mystical Dispute and have a Branchwalker. I think we keep this one.
Yeah.
Sucks that we have to drop one of our sideboard cards, but everything else is just a little bit more powerful.
Did you put on full control?
No. I think we just jammed the Thoughtseize, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it if we had to shock for it. Alright, so...
So do we care about the Thought Erasure?
I think we want to take the Thought Erasure, right? Everything else, like, is fine.
I mean, they take a Merfolk Branchwalker or a Maelstrom Pulse, but I'd take the Krasis or the Casualties, probably. Although they only have 3 lands, so...
Yeah.
Maybe Thought Erasure is the best choice because it gives them card selection and it takes something from our hand.
I think so as well. And not only that, but I just really hate people taking cards out of my hand.
What is this?
Alright. I'm honestly okay with that. Hey, I'm also okay with that.
Blue source. Or not. Graveyard.
Yeah, it sucks. But oh well. And just like I was saying, that just incidentally made Fiend Artisan a little bit bigger.
Oh man, look at that Fiend Artisan.
Oh, there it goes. If they take the Uro here, I'm going to laugh so hard. Okay. Opponent's not making the same mistake twice and taking the wrong card out of her hand.
So they have 3 lands that have been gone on them, yeah.
I still legitimately cannot believe. Oh, let's
sick.
go.
Sick!
Let's go. Uro is the Mirror Breaker, too.
That's Kiki Jiki.
Ha.
Kiki Jiki
That
can't
was-
copy Uro,
That was actually really good. I'm not even mad at that one.
but Kiki Jiki can't even copy Uro.
Is there a way to make him non-legendary in Magic? Is there something that says...
It's probably in Kamigawa if it exists.
Yeah, something like Mirror of Infinite Reflections or whatever. Do we have it? No, we
No.
don't. So I think we just jam the attack button.
And try and trade.
Yeah, we're fine with that, because if we trade, then that means that's one more card in our graveyard for Uro, and another creature to be brought back with Scarab God. Right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not wrong, it's just a little unfortunate. And if they hit Casualties, then they might cut us off at Uro before we can cast it.
If they hit Casualties, they still have to play another 2 lands, and they only have 2 cards in hand. Well, 1 more land. Are they going to Krasis for 3? Interesting.
Yeah, that's not incorrect.
Well, I mean, I don't know what else was in their hand.
Nice.
I think we just played both cards, right?
Sure.
So we have a lot of outs here. Prime
I'm so glad they didn't Casualties.
Casualties wouldn't look that great right now, honestly. Like being able to blow up our Wildgrowth Walker and like an island. Big yikes.
Actually, if they would have Casualties, that would have been great.
Yeah, we're gonna play it just because of the fact that now Casualties is worthless against us. Yeah, it doesn't make us discard a card, so we would love a Jadelight Ranger here, actually. Aether Gust is really bad here.
It does, however, let us cast our arrow.
Do we do that, though?
So, you can target any, right?
Oh, we can target our own Wildgrowth Walker.
Yeah, but so you're gonna do it
And put it on the bottom, right?
No, so hear me out here. You're gonna do this, and then they're just gonna Casualties it.
Okay.
I don't think there's any winning this game.
Let's wait until the end of the turn, and at the end of their turn, let's Aether Gust our Wildgrowth Walker and see how that goes. We don't want to draw it.
So late. Can't.
We can jam Uro here. I hate that we have to get rid of all of our graveyard stuff. But that gains us the life to survive. If they have a Mystical Dispute, we're upset, but they don't, so we're good. Nice. So even if they casualties of war us here...
So, if we hit a land, we can go Scarab God and Reanimate, because then it just killed the extra land we played.
Yeah.
If we hit a land, we can go Scarab God, Reanimate, Hydra. That was not what we want.
I mean...
We can't.
Oh, wait, we can't do both.
Block.
So we jam this first.
Have to.
Hope to get a land off of it. Ass Blast isn't bad, though.
It's not the best, but it exists.
Is there merit to killing the freebooter first so we can Maelstrom Pulse their Krasis?
I almost want to just wait till after combat.
That'll put us down to 2.
Yeah. Like, they have 4 cards in hand.
But that'll put us down to 2.
Yeah. It's not...
And they'll also have Uro. Like, they're probably going to Uro, right? Whenever we kill.
Hard to say. Like, we just don't know. Like, they have so many things they can do. If we're, like, backpedaling entirely... It's hard to say.
I don't want to take it personally. I think we kill the Kitesail freebooter if nothing else. So what do you think we do?
It's up to you. There's not a right or wrong here.
That reduces the amount of damage we take and lets us have Maelstrom Pulse to kill the Krasis. Now they get to Uro, which is up.
Yep. I was just counting their mana.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can just kill this, that's right. Huh. Okay, so...
I don't think the deck was bad, I just think we got very, very unlucky.
Yeah, are they playing any other graveyard synergy other than Uro? I haven't seen anything, so not worth bringing in the Soul Guide Lanterns. Since we're on the play, I actually kind of want to bring back the Wildgrowth Walker and take out another Assassin's Trophy and just try to be as aggressive as possible.
I was thinking the opposite.
You were thinking the opposite?
Yeah.
Being on the play, you don't want to have more creatures and attack for more?
I don't like Wildgrowth Walker in this matchup, but I mean, like, I think it's not wrong. It's just having to be able to, like, speculate the way the match is going to go. Like, I would have almost cut, like, another Wildgrowth Walker for the Murderous Rider. I'm not saying that's correct. I just don't really know.
Well, the question is, who's the beatdown? Are we the beatdown or are they?
You have to try to be.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have any choice but to try to be the beatdown deck.
Yeah, and I think the Wildgrowth Walker is definitely the way to go if we're trying to be the beatdown.
Also, try and draw your Sideboard cards, because we're not doing it correctly.
That would definitely be helpful. But I think we just run it like this, personally.
I think it's fine. Vinicius M&M's. Vinicius.
That sounds like a Sith Lord.
Doth Vinicius.
That sounds like a Sith Lord, right?
Yeah, it does.
We just keep this, right?
Yeah.
And then just jam Breeding Pool into Llanowar Elves and to turn to Thoughtseize Wildgrowth Walker. So just Thoughtseize Wildgrowth Walker?
Thoughtseize first.
Wow. So I think we take their...
Is there something... They can't cast the Thought Eraser yet.
Yeah.
They have to draw land. So maybe the... God, if they all have to do is draw a land, though.
I don't really know, honestly, because I mean, we can just jam the Wildgrowth Walker. We have the mana for it. Like, and if they Thought Erasure us, they just take the Llanowar Elves, which we're okay with.
Yeah.
I think Thought Erasure is fine to be in their hand. I think, honestly, for me, it's between these two.
It's either Aether Gust or Nissa, in my opinion. Extinction Event can also be a bitch, depending on how the draws go.
Probably Aether Gust, right?
I think Aether Gust is like the safest one.
Yeah. And then jam Wildgrowth Walker. Ideally, we draw Jadelight Ranger or Merfolk Branchwalker next turn. Nice. Let's go.
And they must just not be playing Growth Spirals. That's not bad.
Alright, so we're going to jam this and hope that the opponent's bad and doesn't realize they should Heartless Act it. The Wildgrowth Walker, that is. Because if the opponent's good, they should definitely Heartless Act or Wildgrowth Walker right now. Okay. Opponent's not bad, at least. So now we're looking for, well...
I'd say, like, Triome Elf.
Do we... Yeah, I think you're right. I think there's actually merit to playing the Field of Ruin to blow up their Triome next turn if they don't play a land. Because that cuts them off a color.
And it also slightly reduces their chance of drawing a land.
Oh, yeah. We definitely want to do it now.
Yeah, I just go and attack first.
Yeah, you're right. Let's go. Is there a specific land we want? No, not really. I'll just grab a swamp. Just to show them that we have the dominance in Manage. Exactly. Wow.
We got him!
Such a powerful effect.
Okay.
Do we just leave it on top?
I think it just goes to the bottom.
Okay. I think we actually want to shock here, so that way we can cycle that.
I agree.
So, once again, like, something that a lot of people don't realize is you really need to figure out when you're playing who's the beatdown. And that pretty much just means, I'm going to go ahead and cycle this first.
Yeah, I like that.
Who's the beatdown means who is the one that's in charge of killing the other person before the other one has a chance to resolve something.
So what he's really saying is who's going to beat them down.
Exactly.
Nice!
Yeah. I feel kind of bad for the opponent, honestly. I'm not even going to lie. And that's going to stay on top of our library.
Alright, and their fate is sealed.
Alright.
But yeah, that's the way the opponent's lands never get drawn.
Yeah. So, although it was a very minor thing, attacking that land there was very relevant because being able to cut them off of having all of their colors is huge. Because let's say they drew another forest there, then they definitely wouldn't be able to play most of their spells. But yeah, the deck's super sweet. Once again, probably want to cut the Assassin Trophies for more relevant kill spells, but maybe keep one in just because of the fact that it does have the capability of blowing up Planeswalkers and stuff like that.
I'd probably still play 2.
Yeah. It's still just a really good catch-all. It's just unfortunate that it has the Path to Exile clause where they get to play a land. But yeah, guys, as I said at the beginning, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, do all those little things. And the most important things is to follow us on Twitter and Twitch, so that way you can be a part of that giveaway.